Hey, this is Moity. I just wanted to get a quick, introduction here. Say, thank you to you guys that have taken the time to watch these episodes as they come out, and as we start to figure out how an ADHD podcast really should function. I don't know of really any podcasts that handle things from the perspective of like the concept is that we have, no direction, but we have a direction at the same time, and then allowing our brains to just kind of jump into the topic in and out and do different things kind of around it, kind of give it more of that true concept. This podcast started off as just two buddies that are having conversations on the phone while they're in the car doing like DoorDash or running errands or hanging out over at the house or playing video games, just randomly talking. And so, but it's evolved to where we actually have, one of our friends that we play video games with and do content creation with, Virtual Ghost. Uh, so yeah, it's just even the concept of the host has been ADHD'd. It didn't really have a perfect direction, I guess, but thank you very much for taking the time to watch this, and I'll let you get back into the actual content here. So yeah, have a wonderful whatever day of the week you are watching this on, and don't forget to give a subscribe.
Welcome to the Things to Think About podcast, an ADHD podcast where we say the quiet part out loud. Squirrels. My name is Charles. Yes. Oh. Can listen. You put parentheses in the wrong places here, and that fucked me up. You can't have me reading something that's not even properly written out.
Welcome to the Things to Think About podcast, an ADHD podcast where we say the quiet part out loud. Squirrel. My name is Moity. Does that help you?
Yes, but you put in your name here, which you didn't put in parentheses, and then you put in parentheses. Yes, say that part out loud, which I almost read out loud.
Okay. Like, no, I was reading on the concept of like how you should have like read it based off of what you did. The actual way that the script's supposed to work is welcome to the Things You Think About podcast, an ADHD podcast where we say the quiet part out loud. Squirrel. My name is your name here. Wait, no. My name is Moity. This here is Virtual Ghost. You're supposed to wave. We covered this. There we go. And this is Zombie Viking. So that leads us to asking the all too important question: have you ever thought about the things you think about, or ever thought about thinking about, and then?
Well, I mean, you already did it, so we're gonna stick with that. We're gonna stick with that. That was great. That was perfect. That was excellent. And
one take.
That was one take, man. We got it. We got exactly what we needed there. So,
have you ever thought about
today's
imagination? No, it's supposed to be then. Have you ever thought about the things you think about? Imagination. And then that's the subject matter.
I mean, that we got it. So,
okay.
The problem is now
both of your voices.
Both of them. Yeah, because my voice is coming in over the top of his mic for some.
No, I'm saying like you say one word, Zombie says the other word. It's just back and forth.
Welcome.
I'm not fucking there.
Go for it.
No.
Welcome.
No, I don't have
two.
The
things
to
think
about
what?
What?
Okay. Seriously though, you already did the intro. I can work on it for next week. I do need to.
Oh, apparently it's my 4-month anniversary on your channel too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Here, I'll go.
The way I had it set up was so that I could, I just screwed things up on my end here with OBS. So I gotta go back to display, turn off that because I need this screen up. So tonight's topic is about imagination, specifically, where did our imagination go? And to kick it off, I do have a video from a creator that I follow on TikTok. Let me get the video up here.
thought you had that ready.
I do have it ready. I closed
There's a
everything
shadow.
out.
I thought it was poop on my hand.
Where
It was
did my
just a shadow of
imagination
the
go?
light from my finger. I'm like, where'd the poop come from?
All right.
I have PTSD from a kitten and poop. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna pull it over to the screen here, and this is Ben Cole. He's a TikToker, and I appreciate.
Do you have his? Do you have a link that you can throw in the
I will
video?
I will throw it. I will give it to you to post.
Oh, I didn't know if you had one ready.
I don't have one ready. I just have the video ready, and it's got his at written on the screen because I took it from TikTok.
Oh no, ideas and feedback.
Downside, none of us are going to be able to see it on
ideas and feedback.
I put it in the Discord for you guys to see.
Ideas and feedback. That's what you're talking about.
Yep.
Let me grab that real quick. Here we go.
Of course, none of my audio works.
So I'm gonna hit play on this so that it's a minute long. This way.
Oh, no, stop. It autoplayed. Oh, no, it stopped. No, stop. No.
I'm gonna
Okay, give me a second.
I'm gonna hit play for my stream.
Prepared.
Where did my imagination go? What do you mean? When I was a child, my imagination was so vivid. On car journeys, I'd see my favorite Pokemon run along next to the car, and I would play with toys for hours, and I would write detailed stories.
This is how he was doing
Where did my imagination go? It didn't go anywhere. You just renamed it. Now you call it anxiety. I don't follow. Anxiety is using your imagination to worry about something that hasn't happened. Shit. And the better your imagination as a child, the easier it is to be anxious. Of course, you can effortlessly create 10 of the worst case scenarios and see them in your mind. When did it happen? When did my imagination turn against me? As a child, and more so as a teenager and young adult, the look of hope and aspiration in your eyes was too bright for your parents, so they dimmed it. When it's not anxiety though, you call it creativity. Well, I think you're wrong there, because I wouldn't call myself creative. But you are. Wait till you introduce your audience to the third guy.
So, that I watched that video the other day, and it resonated with me.
Oh, shoot, I have a repeating. There we go. Okay, I was checking audio. There we go. Sorry.
It resonated with me, and I started thinking, and it led me down my own rabbit hole in my own head.
And then he showed it to me, and I had to quickly remember that we have to talk about this on stream, not or in the podcast. So here we are.
And it's the first time, I believe, this is the first time Ghost got it. So
yep,
I wanted to have as authentic of a first reaction to it.
I would like to hear Ghost's personally, like his opinion on that, if you're okay with that.
Oh no, I totally agree.
Or did you want to lead?
No, I actually, Ghost is the only person that hasn't seen it yet. So I wanted an authentic first time reaction to how that makes how you think, what that makes you think about.
Oh no, that is exactly how that is exactly what how I think about it. It's yeah. Sorry, ADHD.
So my first question is, Moidy, I guess I'm going to ask you this first, because obviously you're a little more on the creative side than me. When do you think you lost that imagination and it turned into anxiety?
I can actually tell you exactly when that case took place. So, and unfortunately, a lot of the times these things come from our parents, which is that trauma, which is what the media or what the video by I forget his name. What was his name again?
Ben Cole Edwards.
Ben Cole Edwards. I've seen him before, but not enough times to like commit that to memory. So what Ben is talking about is, they your parents saw the fire and it was too bright, so they had to scorch it. Unfortunately for me, on my side of it, everybody has their own struggles and their own difficulties in their life. And, while I failed to not put my own problems onto my children and, in my own way, I like to think that I did better than my father did. And I would come up with creative solutions to problems. And for those creative solutions, I was reprimanded or locked out of things. And so where that eventually took place was actually in the computer space. Um, he would lock me out of the computer and not provide me with the code, which was my outlet to actually be less destructive, right? Because I would love to learn about technology and dream about possibilities. And so what he would do is he would restrict my ability to freely be able to learn those things. It didn't work, obviously, very well. Um, but slowly, because I would have to hack my way into the computer, I actually had to like figure out how terminal commands worked. I'm old as dirt. Computers didn't work the way they do now. They were a lot different back then when DOS was still a thing. So I would have to, get into the computer somehow so I could then learn. And a lot of that transition became, instead of being, hey, can I freely learn? It's, I'm not supposed to be here. And so any creak in the house or whatever would cause me to kind of freak out. And that would cause a high level of anxiety. And eventually, because of that, I then, had more rebellious behavior. And instead of doing what I should do, I did things that I shouldn't do. And that's saved for later conversations in the podcast, in all honesty, because that's a deep dive into a lot of how I work today and how I see things. And so when it came down to what it came down to was he would make excuses for why he couldn't fix something or make sure that something's working or let me do something. So I would actually have to, in my desire to learn, I would then just stop trying to learn because I'd be afraid that I'd get caught and punished in other ways. So I think on my side of it, it largely was the discouraging and control that was put in from one parental side. The desire to push to keep learning, um, that actually is thanks to another parental, side, my mother. Um, but then it just kind of became it became all of the things that he was concerned about or would make as excuses, I then started to do for myself and my own personal desire. I would use that as an excuse. I'm not supposed to be doing these things, da 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 da. And so that dropped some of that creativity to the point where I actually tore up self portraits and stuff like that that I did because it's like there's no point in doing this. I'm not supposed to, it's wrong to actually be interested in these things. So yeah, that's kind of to an extent without saying things that could potentially cause problems if my siblings were to see this and because we all have different views without making somebody feel like I'm saying poor things. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's still a human, he's still alive. I have my disagreements with him and we're in a relationship that is exactly how I want it to be.
Um, Ghost, what about you?
I mean, mine's more less of the parents. My parents were very supportive of the things I do. Of course, I think it's due to the amount of schools I've gone through. Of course, growing up, I've gone through over 30 schools. Not due to uh, being rude or disruptive, more of the poor understanding of disabilities.
Okay.
Most of my childhood through school was being told I'm not oh, it's not the disability, he's just a naughty child.
Oh God, I heard that so many times. Sorry.
And it's more the poor understanding of I was blamed for everything, even the stuff I've not done. I would sit on a bench and it would be, oh no, Ghost did it. No, he did it. And I would spend 90% of my school days in the office having to think about the thing I've done, but I didn't do. So trying to keep who my imagination is difficult. Of it just becoming, oh, I could think of this. Oh, all happy. Oh no, because that could get me in trouble. And that's where it will turn more into anxiety, panic attacks. That will then cause people to say, oh no, he's just a naughty child. And it was more down to the lack of education in teachers knowing what disabilities are and how it can affect students and the families that are trying to support them.
Yeah, I completely understand that. I understand how all of that is.
Zombie has a very similar construct.
My actually, the funny part is it's kind of a mix between both of yours.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right around the time, like the year, like month and year, I can tell you down to where I'm 100% sure that my imagination turned to anxiety. Now, if any of my family happens to watch this, I love my mother. I love my mother very much, but my mother wasn't always the best. And as I've recently found out, I have ADHD clinically. I've been diagnosed with it. And they said because of the way that I described growing up and all of that, I've always had it. But it was just something that no, you're fine. You just need to pay attention. You need to be better. You need to this. You need to that. And you know all the stressors and problems that I had at home. I ended up being homeless at 15. Kicked out of my mother's house. Had to figure out my own life. The first year I was homeless, I was pretty much tent in the woods or staying on friends' couches. But before I was homeless, I was I used to write, I used to draw, I have such a vivid imagination. Like I would get in trouble for the things that I wrote in school because of how detailed I would put them as a 15-year-old. But after living on my own and pushing myself to have to keep an eye on my back, my anxiety stems from having to protect myself. I didn't finish high school. I stopped writing. I stopped drawing. It was, eat or be eaten for me. So my imagination turned into, well, pay attention to everything. And let's face it, imagination kind of amplifies things that you don't even actually hear. Especially when you're sleeping in a tent in the middle of the woods and, there's bears and raccoons and all kinds of things, So for me, it was was the year I turned 16. Was definitely where it went gone, because especially after all of my stuff was stolen and destroyed, I lost thousands and thousands of drawings, and I ignorant 15-year-old didn't know to save his work in more than one place, and my book was thrown, it was destroyed because it was on the hard drive on my computer that got stolen. So, coming from, being able to write and draw and be this super imaginative person, to having everything ripped away and being blamed for things that even I couldn't understand, I couldn't control. It was always, why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? And, it's kind of one of the reasons why I'm trying to get back into doing things like that. Streaming, yeah, I just play, Call of Duty most of the time. But sitting here with you guys, this was literally just a thought. Like, hey, let's do something with this. Let's talk. Let's, go down rabbit holes and have fun. Sometimes.
And it's such a great idea. Sorry to interject.
No,
that
it's
me and Zombie will come up with ideas, and I'm like, yeah, so let me know when you're ready on it. And this one was such a good idea that I'm just like, so when we doing that? Hey, when we doing that?
I didn't have a choice. Like, we just started doing it.
Like, no. This is your idea, but as your so if you guys have noticed anything when it comes to the like personality differences, specifically between like two old buddies, me and him have known each other since XDA forums. There's a whole story to that we can go into later. But if you look at like two buddies, right, and I've got this very like charismatic, abrasive style, as long as she's dressed this time. Because last time it was on stream and we had to delete it because she didn't have a top on. That's fine. You can have the talk with us, sweetie. Tell everybody about it.
Tell us your faults. Let's talk about it.
Hi, Marjade. Hi. I'm right behind you, child. I know she wants the fishies, but my iPad's at the shop. Put it up on your laptop. Oh, it's that one game.
Sorry, she wants
Is there
my
something you can put
aquarium
up on-
game.
Is there something you can put up on the on your mom's computer? Let's see what we can accomplish.
Sorry about that.
That's all good.
It's okay. So, if you notice when it comes to like for anybody in the podcast side of it, I've cut out a section of this podcast because there's a 2.5-year-old screaming. You're gonna hear her in the background of our mics just every once in a while. So this way, if you have any questions about what that weird scream was or something,
It's just
or
me
something
crying.
like that, it's just the inside of Ghost's soul.
Escaping.
Hello, beautiful.
That's what lack of sleep does to you.
Hmm?
Sleep well.
Why don't you try just throwing up like a video with fishies, or like the gameplay? Because here's the thing: if you throw up just like gameplay footage,
Hold on,
of the game.
I'll figure out what the game's called. Oh, I did not mean to open my Steam over on that window.
Yeah, Daddy's right there. This is Papa, and that's Ghost. I was gonna say his actual name.
Yeah, it's public anyway.
I know, but
Like majority of my information at the current
It's called.
moment.
It's called.
God
Oh,
knows
it's got
I've
no
leaked
internet?
myself plenty.
Oh
of
no,
times.
my phone number's
It
leaked
had
and
internet
I've
the
had
other
like
night.
No,
37.
my phone numbers. My phone number's out there. One of our friends found it the other day on a screenshot
No, I've had
You might need to
so
restart the
far
computer.
from my own
during this
stream.
podcast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, like I said, you
We've
might
had
need to
over
restart.
37 no caller IDs call me during this podcast. I'm just waiting for one of them to slip up and just call me with no caller ID turned off.
Okay. All right. So where were we?
So, one aspect here is if you kind of look at how me and Zombie are, right? There are so like me and Zombie have both been homeless. He was homeless for a hell of a lot longer than I was. I was homeless for like a month and a half or something like that, sleeping behind a garbage can at a Methodist church, showering in the pond and washing my clothes in a gas station bathroom. Like stuff like that. Not in no desire because his situation is significantly harder. But there are personality types and there's differences that happen with those personality types and how they handle things. My question in that is, in this situation, we are in a creative space, right? I'm, trying to be hardcore. Zombie had no choice. We were doing a podcast and we were doing this podcast, sure, but it was also his idea. How does your path of as creatives? How does your path kind of affect from your past? Does that make sense? Your
Yeah.
current path. How does the past actually push you? If you want an example, I can tell my thoughts towards that, but you know, I
Um.
think the question should be clean. I
So
don't know.
I can start this one off. Um. So I'm not looking to create the things that I used to create. Um. I mean, as far as like stories go, I do want to sit on stream one night and work on my D&D campaign. Obviously, some people that are going to be playing it, Moity, are not allowed to watch that stream because it's, for obvious
Don't
reasons.
watch your shitty streams anyways. No.
But the D&D community is a great community. And a lot of the things that are created are amazing, and I have ideas for works like that as well. But I'm no artist anymore. I haven't drawn in 20-ish years. It's going to be kind of hard for me to pick that back up and get back into it. But my creativity now is more lean towards, I want to make content that's based off of sitting here talking with friends and giving some people a place to go that don't have anywhere else to go, that have been, have nobody to talk to. I have my, Discord constantly being pinned in, my stream consistently. So if people need to talk, they can come talk to me. I care more about more content for the soul than for the eyes. Yeah, I'm playing Call of Duty every night, but that's what I enjoy. Obviously people that come into the stream are going to say, "Oh, he's playing Call of Duty," and I'm not a great player. We all know that. I'm whatever. But I want people to stay because I'm easier to talk to. Hey, you're making it feel more like, I'm sitting here playing a video game with a friend rather than watching somebody because I'm bored. I'm a large dude. I'm 360 pounds ish, give or take 10 pounds. One of my future content goals is to actually do gym videos and doing what I what I have to make to eat and put out content that way.
Kind of like what I'm doing with the moiety thing, even though I've been kind of inconsistent lately.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's just that's obviously not a Twitch thing. That would be a YouTube thing for me, but that would be a daily video that I'm gonna have to learn how to edit videos and all of that. I don't know how to do that stuff. That's something I'm gonna have to just learn to do.
Let's not let him lie to you. He's gonna learn to do it by going, "Hey, Moity, how do I do this?"
That and look it up on YouTube, because YouTube is like the perfect college.
Yeah, YouTube is like free education.
What about for you, Ghost? I actually have a second question after you guys are done. Once I give my side of it too.
Again, ADHD. No, my mind's gone.
That's fine. I'll go ahead and cycle over to me, and then we'll pop over to you.
Yeah,
that
probably
work?
best.
Probably best. For me, on the content side, I know it might, and I don't want to seem like, oh, what was me, like, because there's people that have harder lives than me. One of them lives in my house with me. He just gave his story. We have similar experiences in life, but yeah, no, he had a significantly harder thing with every single aspect of the same problems that I had. Um, you know, but one of those things when it comes to the way that it affects my content, specifically comes down to a story that we have to retell, because we decided we wanted to tell it in a different way. My brother, the original start to it, the reason why I call my channel Rifter Archive when it comes to the archive side of it, and then there's Moiety. The reason why I try to be largely calm with, as long as there's a need for being loud, then we'll do it. But largely calm is, taking that creative aspect of trying to get over my fears of being judged, and kind of disliked in the YouTube ecosystem, creator space, the internet that exists. Not everybody's gonna like you, it's okay. But one of those ways I was getting over it was talking to my brother. If you guys know his podcast, it is Turning Point Meta, and Chris, or Rage Rifter, hint the name right there, Rifter. That's my little brother, and he suffers from uh, yeah, we've talked about this before. He suffers from massive amounts of trauma from being a veteran, and him being loud is, or people being loud is one of those things that triggers him. So utilizing just kind of those shared experiences in life, from the own stressors, is where it's put me to, and it allowed me to be creative and get over my own feeling like what I have to say was stupid, or that's not how it would work, and being constantly shot down. Um, I do that because, having to sit there and sleep on the floor of somebody's bedroom, because if you're needed, they're there, and having to be quiet so this way they can process coming back from being in a war zone. I realize that there's a place for people on the internet where, yeah, I love Jacksepticeye, but life is stressful. And so utilizing those things, right? Um, and some of that feeds from my experiences. Obviously, everything in your life feeds from multiple experiences, but kind of using that lack of imagination, because I was told so often that my idea was stupid or something like that. You getting over that fear, which is where it put that anxiety. It's like Zombie knows there were plenty of times he'd walk in and I'd be working on something, and then it would never go out, and be like, I'm going to put this out next week. And I never did it. And it's like, and he goes off and he's like, oh, how's that video doing? And I'm like, oh no, there was issues with the recording. No, there weren't issues with the recording. My buddy knows that damn well, that I was, will still put something out. It's that anxiety, that wonder, right? And so how it I had to find an outlet, and I used other life experiences to help create the outlet where I am the calm person to come to, and you want to hang out in my streams. And I think that's largely, what was that look? Were you realizing, yeah, I tend to be...
No, I just saw what Zombies just posted in this chat.
Oh.
I just saw it in a glance of my eye and was just off.
I'll have to look what he said. But yeah. Let's see what he posted in what chat. Hi, baby. What's kisses? I love you. Have a good night. Night.
It's at 80.
Oh, that. He saw that. So it's being that it's being that calm side of it, which I think just about everybody that does spend time in my chats is, sure, there's laughing and everything from, a kill in Call of Duty or something, but largely my stuff is not necessarily monotone without feeling, but it's calm.
Mm.
And when you deal with the anxiety of things, you have to be calm as it is. So for the archive and for Rifters, that's what they should expect, is that calm. And that's where it helped me find at least a niche of my own for me, not necessarily for views. It was someplace that I needed to fit, because don't put out content for people to like it every single time. You're going to fail, and you're going to listen to your buddies talk to you about how, hey, stop pushing this out. This is stupid. And you're like, yeah, you know what? Never mind. You're right. That's entirely valid. I'm here to put out content for me that I would want to watch. And what I want to watch is somebody having fun, feels like a buddy that you're playing with, and things are just calm. Not
the morning.
to ya. What you got there, Ghost?
I think more the content side of stuff is, of course, you probably know that, and I'm looking for an editor. More the point of, I can't edit to save my life. More the point of, I can edit. It's through past experiences, through the amount of schools I've gone through, is the being judged.
Yeah.
Constantly watching back, and that lot is, I nitpick everything. They're like, oh, he rubbed his nose. Oh, don't like that. Oh, he moved his headset. Oh, don't like that. It's everything that I see in that lot is a constant reminder that is difficult for me to try and move away from. I just have to pretty much suck it up and just edit and just get it done. As I've been told by multiple people, new friends, old friends, don't really care what other people say. Because even if they go onto the video, they dislike it, they leave a hateful comment or anything like that, it's engagement.
Yeah, I revel in the hateful comments. Leave your hateful comment. It's perfectly fine. Especially on the YouTube side. I'm the one that reads the YouTube side of things. I find it great because not just engagement, but also I'm glad that you took the time to tell me that I suck. It's okay. At least you cared enough
I
to
mean,
tell me I suck.
I used to have a video on YouTube that was replying to your hateful comments.
Oh my God, it's my 3-year anniversary. Sorry, keep going.
And
I had curiosity. I had a hateful comment I was gonna mention, and then I loaded up YouTube, and it's like, it's your 3rd anniversary. Oh shit, cool.
like that, I don't have anymore. I unlisted it. I removed it. I unlisted it for a month. I saw it. I watched it, and I'm like, well, this is garbage. Delete. And it was like the most viewed video on my channel, hitting nearly 56,000 views.
Brother.
And of course, it was the video that got me monetized in the first place.
Okay, when I get a fucking time machine, I'm going back in time and I'm gonna strap you to a chair and cut the cord to your mouse.
Can't.
Anyways,
Yeah, I've tried to go back and find a copy of it online somewhere, so I
Well,
can
the
watch
worst
it, download it, and re-upload it as this was a mistake. I shouldn't have removed it because there was some
especially 'cause
actual
all of
comments that weren't.
left in view history.
They
So much view history gone.
there was some comments in there that weren't hateful, but more eye openers. But I took everything as a knife in the back. So there was a few comments of, "Oh, just ignore it." But I took it
Just a
as
heads up, if you
just
can't
ignore
comment on
him.
my channel,
I took
if you
it
can't
as
comment-
him, so that I used the word I described myself as it,
and that goes into another psychological thing.
and of course I was like, screw this. I took so long off, course starting in 2015, coming up to my 11-year anniversary on no, it would have been my 10-year anniversary on YouTube. I took a year off. I lost monetization, and I'm still trying to grind and get it back. But
Yeah,
it
'cause
was
you don't lose monetization for not hitting the goals. Again, you lose monetization from not uploading.
that, yeah.
So yeah.
And now with the new monetization thing, you have to hit the goals to get monetized again.
Yep.
But I still have my actual AdSense account that I can't get any money out of it because I need it linked to a partner YouTube channel that has 36p. And that's a constant reminder of I did get
Such a
monetized.
small dollar amount, but it's there just saying fuck you.
It's a reminder.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like saying, oh, can't even find my money here. My payouts here. It's like saying, like,
Analytics and then payout.
yeah, like I have $8 sitting here. I'm not gonna get that until I hit $50, which I mean, whatever. But I mean, still made something.
Mm.
For me, that's a constant reminder of eventually I'll turn around and I'll open up my bank account and there'll be, a $50 bill in there. I look at that and I go, I might not be physically earning it yet, but
You still earned it.
but I earned something. Just from sitting here and talking and playing video games with my friends, doing things I would be doing anyway. But trying to give somebody the space, I came, I just started streaming with you guys and I met you, Ghost, and, I met, several other people that, I stream with pretty often and have fun as we, all sit here and bullshit and, we all have fun, we laugh, and, that's more important to me than somebody coming in and calling me a fat ass in my chat. Because, I am. I'm a big dude. People do it because people are hateful. At the end of the day, I don't care what they say. I care what you guys say. Now, if you guys all turned around and were like, "Oh, you're a piece of shit," blah blah blah, we don't want to play with you, and stop playing.
I mean, you are a fat fuck. But, that's coming from somebody that he knows how big I was before. Anyways.
I mean, you know how big I was, so.
Oh yeah. No. Add 200 pounds.
I was 450 pounds. I'm 340 now. So
just being hyperbolic, but that's fine. No.
It's pretty close though, but like
it's not much off. It really isn't.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, it's it's not about what everybody else is saying. It's about what the people that are closest to me are saying. And Joe Schmo from down the road can come over and say I'm fat, but yeah, I am. So what?
Listen, when it comes to people, and I'm sorry, I cut you off. Keep going.
No. I was pretty much at the end of my thought there.
When it comes to hateful things, I get excited. I call zombie, and I'm like, this dude just said this.
Yeah, he does.
But at the same time, my friends that I play with are largely gay guys, so the F word is banned in my chat, and will immediately get you a perma ban. And I do not understand why I've gotten 2 appeals. If you're gonna say FAG, and guess what? It's gone. It's just that's the end of it.
No, they're just talking about a cigarette. Come on, like British slang.
I was thinking it was a bundle of sticks, but
no, that's what the IT at the end, and it's specifically a bundle of sticks tied with twine.
I'm just but I've gotten my haircut, right? Like this haircut, right? I've had YouTube comments saying that I look like a dyke. Great. Fantastic. I'm glad that, the chick that, does our tattoos, I have a haircut similar to her. I actually have a haircut similar to hers. But is it not that similar to her haircut? You probably haven't seen her in a while. No, okay. Anyways. But you know what? It's the haircut I like. I think it looks relatively okay. I'm also balding, so hey, that's fine.
I mean, aren't we all?
Yeah, poor ghost. Listen, you're gonna look like Catherine Bernard.
Well, that's more down to stress recently.
Yeah. Well, and that's where a lot of that comes in. But here's my bigger question. Outside of the creative space, when it comes to imagination, right? How does the things that affected you beforehand make you see the world and treat people different?
I pretty much, if people say, "No, be truthful," you're gonna get the truth. And of course, I do have to give them a warning that, like, be prepared. You did ask for the truth, and of course, that is due to the way I've grown up. That I will have to say it, that if you want the truth from me, say it as it is. I don't like the whole sugarcoating stuff. Trying to say one thing but trying to reword it so it doesn't sound too bad. No, just say it as it is. Because if you have to sugarcoat it, word it differently, you're not being truthful. You're making a joke out of it. So I pretty much now, if people ask, "Oh, could you be truthful? How does this make me look?" I will tell you how truthfully it is. Nah, it's a bit too tight. Oh, no, I can see the third roll. It's like, no, I will say it as it is. But of course, a lot of people who I've been growing up with, and of course all my close friends and a lot, they know it was a struggle through childhood, through the schools and that lot. That they be like, okay, thank you. And they'll actually take it and be like, okay, so, right, I'll just go to a size bigger. That's it. They won't take it personally because they know I don't mean it. It's just monkey see, monkey do. Yeah.
What you got, zombie?
I was listening 100% to that, but I don't remember what the question was because.
So how do the
ADHD.
things that caused you to lose that imagination, how do they make you treat the world around you or the people around you? Like, for example, I'll go ahead and tell my side. This way you can kind of
No,
process
no,
it
no.
better, unless you got it.
I got it.
Okay, got it.
I just needed it re-asked because the question left,
Rephrased.
and I only took in what Ghost was saying, but that idea of the question was lost. As far as like, you know, from how I was treated in childhood to now, it makes me look at the world a lot different. I'm still very full of anxiety, but my imagination is starting to come back to be exactly that. Or, you know, as Ben Cole said, creativity. My imagination is more creative than anxiety. So, you know, I see things, you know, I wonder how, that's how that's going to work. How do I make something that's similar to that? I mean, me and you both bought 3D printers because we want, you know, we needed physical tactile things.
Yeah, they're down right now because of me. We'll fix
it's not even that, but like, you know,
I need to fix my
Still my
3D
fault.
printer.
as you could see it in Moidi's stream right there, there's his. Mine's directly here underneath me. But
I thought it'd be nice, and then I bricked one of the boards, and yeah. Anyway,
but you know, from the life that I lived, you know, if I ever get to the point where I've got money, you know, I don't really care about really spending it much on, like, of course, everybody's going to spend money on themselves. Me personally, yeah, I know things that I want to buy. I want to buy, you know, a brand new computer and have it, you know, top of the line, and the monitors I want and all that, you know, some monetary things. But at the end of the day, like, oh, I won $600 million. Well, as you know, everybody, you know, in the house gets an account with, you know, a certain amount of money in it for themselves, and yeah, that's what you get, and you can move on with, you know, either saving it or spending it, and that's your choice. One of my big goals is to buy a large piece of property, preferably like an old high school or college. Because, you know, they're on several acres of land. They're on several acres of cleared land specifically. And they have rooms and bathrooms, and yeah, things need to be changed, but my goal in life, you know, hopefully one day, if I can't do it myself, facilitate somebody else to do it, is to make a shelter for homeless people, not specifically to just get them out of the street, but specifically to help them, because most homeless
Safe place.
people, yeah, you give them a safe place, and, you know, most homeless people, they're not homeless because they want to be. They're homeless because they got kicked out. Oh, they can't mentally handle keeping a job because they can't get the help that they want to, you know, be better people. Or they just don't want help at all. But, you know, at the same time, those are the ones that you need to work to help the most.
They're human.
You know, I want to give those people a place where you walk in, or if I'm just walking down the street, hey, have you eaten today? You know, when was the last time you had a haircut? Take a shower? You know, what can I do to help you? If I can give you, just even for a night, give you a place to sleep, a hot shower, a hot meal, and, you know, tomorrow you want to be sent on your way, that's fine. You know, I would
literally let people in with my Black Card membership at Planet Fitness, and gave them my, you know, shower stuff and let them shower. Like, yeah, no, like they're human, but actually having like a place where it's safe to be, and I don't lose my gym membership.
I think it's more. I think more of helping the homeless is more giving them giving them that someone out there, doesn't matter where, is looking out for them.
And that's
There
one of
is
the things
someone that cares to make sure that they are safe.
That's one of the things that I really care about. Like, and
yeah.
I if I can, for whatever reason, one day facilitate doing that, yeah, I'll set off a section of the building for me and mine to live, and I will convert the rest into social work offices and psychiatrist office and whatever somebody needs to, help them move forward with themselves. And that's I think where my imagination went. Like, I went from, being this kid that wanted to play and draw and, write, to being that homeless person, that just didn't know how to move forward, to having, his own apartment at the age of 16, which is unheard of in America. You can't you can't get anywhere to live unless you're 18 minimum, and that's with a recommendation, and
Usually with courts involved.
yeah, and it's
I know, I've been through that system.
and for what I went through, I never want to see somebody else go through that, and I don't want, that's pretty much where I'm pretty sure my imagination turned into creativity. Is I want to figure out a way, not specifically a get rich quick thing, but like, how can I use my ability to do anything to help other people?
So I've
See, my largest focus, because me and Zombie have talked about it many a times, is my larger focus is specifically on military members. Like, he knows that we had a business, and one of my goals was getting to the point where we could help homeless, with a very large emphasis on military members. Right, I come from a military family with a lot of that background, so like, I am 100% in support if I'm ever able to help him with that goal, or if we can accomplish it together. I totally agree. Yeah,
I'm gonna cut you off because I know you have an ad starting in like 40 seconds.
mine's done.
Oh, you already ran your ad?
No, my ad auto ran, and it had 15 seconds left, and when I realized
Oh.
it was there.
My ad doesn't start for another 45 seconds.
Yeah.
And
I'm 58 minutes remaining on my my ad free.
yeah, I have 0 on pre-rolls right now. But real quick, yeah, let's hold off for the minute and a half so that the people that are in my my chat here can actually keep watching, because I only
that's right,
have
you run minute and a half ads.
yeah,
I run 3-minute ads. That's why. Okay.
I
would you
believe it's
just
a
want to
minute
run
and a half.
another 3-minute ad then?
It's
I
just
guess.
because it'll last 45 minutes and we'll be done by then.
Yeah.
You're gonna roll the ad? Why are you not rolling the ad? I'm gonna force the ad. Oh, I run 2-minute ads, which gives me 45 minutes. But
My revenue from October was $2.25 from Prime memberships. I wonder who did that. Oh wait, Zombie.
I don't have Prime. I don't pay for it. I used to pay for it because I used to like sub to a lot of people. I used to use it to sub to my mate, and then I ended up upgrading to a tier 3 sub.
for October,
And then people constantly gifted me tier 3 subs, so I think I'm up to like a 7-year free tier sub just by people gifting it to me.
It's like me with Malcolm Horns. chat, I walk in and like it's like, hey, you're already re-upped, and I'm like, I wasn't even here long. I literally just got in. They're like, yay, thanks for your
So
13 months, and I'm like,
I
it was gifted to me forever ago.
I think my ad's done. So
No, you got 30 seconds left.
I got 30 seconds left. I can't tell. It just shows me all my buttons are not green.
Some
Are
weird
green. So
live show of the Lion King. Very, very disturbing. I kind of want to go and watch it. Cinema's on 20th of December. Yeah, it's done now.
all right.
All right, sweet. So then I'll go ahead and jump over to my my side to it. What was the question again? Oh wait, never mind. I got it.
You're the
I
one that
remember.
asked the question.
Listen, ADHD's a hell of a drug kids. Okay. You know, in my side of it with the creativity aspect, right? My a lot of that was kind of quelched, right? But there's that personality aspect to me that I just keep freaking going. One of Zombie's things was he's just talking about me and peach rings, and it's like if they want to accomplish it, it will be done. It might not fit their timeline, but they will actually do it. Um we're talking about like not insignificant things. Um so there's that drive and that need to push, and a lot of that comes from other difficulties that came with the same things that stole away my ability to imagine, to have an imagination. The way that I address that, you know, is with my kids. Sure, I did a lot of what my. Would you guys stop fucking laughing at the?
Pretty sure
dog
it's
spotted.
recorded.
My dog spotted. It
Oh my
stinks.
god! I thought you were talking about. I thought there was another one on
It's
Doug.
really bad.
You got this. You're gonna be good. Well, if you gave him freaking desk time, man, like he probably wouldn't
We
fart
gave him
yet.
corned
Because
beef with his medicine yesterday, so he's pretty much cooked.
You know, it smells like you're cooked.
And like the corned beef has just gone right through him. It's just like, oh god, it's
It's
awful.
I don't know. Gonna make it? Do
You're
you
gonna
have
have to
a
open the
fan?
window.
Maybe you can circulate it. There, something like that. What type of chair is that?
looks like an
Never really
ergonomic one.
touched it.
A chair that I got for £15 in a charity shop. Funny enough, it's £400, brand new.
So is this one.
That's really heavy.
So is this one. It's a nice $500 £600 chair.
Damn, that's heavy.
Their money's worth more than ours is. It'd be like closer to the 300 pounds, but you know,
Yeah.
hey.
$600, 300, £400, whatever.
I mean, my chair is
600,
like
that's
a $450 freaking chair.
570.
I actually never looked at how much my chair is. I know it's in the high, threes, mid fours though. From looking at the other chairs they have.
Yeah, well, and then imagine yours is the Omega, mine's the Titan, which is the bigger one, which costs like $100 more.
Yeah.
No, I still want to get the fractal design chair.
And we got it for stupid cheap for both of them. Thank you, Zombie, for your fantastic gift and ability to search for
super deals.
Sorry, yeah, ADHD.
So with my kids, where a lot of it comes, I would try and stop them from doing things that were stupid. So stupid makes sense. A lot of the times it's like, guys, that's gonna get you in trouble or that's gonna hurt you, right? But I try to not discourage them from drawing or thinking of things. Sometimes I inform them that they talk too much. I talk too much too, so it's perfectly fine. It's coming from the source. Uh,
You know they're yours.
yeah. And I don't even have any biological. Um, so, but the other side that I look at, aside from trying to encourage people, I want to help create more streamers and content creators that are just doing something that they love. I answer messages all the damn time from people going, "Hey, how do I do this?" or "How do I do that?" I'm happy to answer those questions. Just hit me up. Um, but when it comes to how it affects me with other things, as a papa, I have learned to be better. I have no damn clue what that little 2-year-old redhead is actually saying most of the time. But all I know is that I hear, "Hey, Papa, Papa." Sorry. "Hey, Papa, look." And I might not see what she's seeing. And my response is always, "Oh, wow. Oh, that's really cool." And she goes, "Yeah." Sometimes I don't even look backwards. I just tell her because we're driving. And it's like, I cannot look at that. I don't
Does
know
it to
what to
me
try.
every single day.
Yeah. "Hey, Papa, look. Hey, Papa, look.
Right now,
Hey,
right now
Papa."
it's just her.
Da.
Right now it's mostly just her saying to look at T-Papa. And
T-Papa.
T-Papa, everybody, is Santa Claus, but she can't say Santa Claus, so it's T-Papa. And I'm never going to let her live that down, and I'm never going to let her stop saying it, because it's too cute.
And he's never gonna turn around and desert her.
But I mean,
We just don't send him out for milk, guys. That's how we do that.
but I mean, that's one of the, like, as a dad, like, I never want to take the light from her, because mine was snuffed out.
Yeah.
I've seen so many of my friends is, the same way. And she wants, I'm very big on letting her do what she wants and have the freedom. Yeah, I have a camera that watches her while I'm not in the room with her to make sure that she's safe, because she's 2 years old.
And unlike some people, we don't go to a cruise ship and they're on the other side of the boat. That's a whole nother conversation. If you guys don't know what that is, I'll
I
tell you
don't.
about that after stream. Yeah.
But knowing how, imagination is one of those things that I think about often. I still have days, times that I'm like, if I'm in the passenger in the car, as Ben Cole said in his video there at the beginning there, um, you know, he used to have his favorite Pokemon running alongside the car with him while he was driving down the road. I still see that. I still have that bit of imagination. You know, I see things, or I listen to music and I go, hey, this song, if I take this song and I can mix it with this song, and the beats are just perfect to intertwine with each other, and it would make an awesome song, but I have no idea how to do it, so I can't. But I never want that imagination to be snuffed in my own child. So I do everything I can to make sure that that's still there. I give her, she wants to go jump in a puddle. She can go jump in a puddle.
But we're creative, so you know what I mean? Like that's one of those beautiful things. He knows that I sit there and the phone went to voicemail. This was a few weeks ago. I left him a voicemail that was way too damn long, talking about the backstory of why he didn't answer the phone. Came up with it on the fly.
He did. He did.
And then he calls me while I'm leaving the voicemail, and I switch back and I'm like, okay, so this was what you've missed so far. He was in Cabo by the time. It's like, I you have to try and just and it's stress. You said that, Ghost, where it's like your hair. This is mostly stress. Yeah, stress also steals just allowing yourself to be stressed, because you choose that. You really do. It's like the Sigmund Freud thing, which you've heard me say a million times, but I'm going to say it anyways. You jump out of a plane, everything's your parents' fault. As you're falling down, going through the clouds, it's all your parents' fault. But as you get closer and closer to the ground, if you don't pull the chute, it's your fault. You're the one that has to make the choice to be creative. You're the one that has to make the choice to ignore the negative comments and see them for what they are. Somebody challenging you to do better.
So that's why it's
Because
called your imagination, not their imagination.
exactly. There was somebody that went off and said that I play and I don't think it was a horribly critical. If you're watching this, by no means do I think that you're being horribly critical. But it was talking about Delta when I was my Delta Force video, and he's like the way you keep popping your head out like that, you're playing like a games journalist. Stop doing that. And I'm like, no, my guy, no, brother, it's not because I'm a game. No, brother, it's because I suck at playing video games. I just love doing it, but like it's because I suck at playing video games. But hey, at least I can get through the tutorial of Cuphead.
Yeah.
And so it's just like having that for like a light comment where it's just like, hey, what he's actually telling me is nice criticism. Like, hey, dude, stop peeking out like that. Be a little bit more methodical, slow down, and you're going to be more effective. But at the same time, like responding to it with just like having fun anyways and making fun of games journalists. Yeah, absolutely. Because the next person that's going to leave a comment is going to sit there and talk about how they can tell that I'm reading a script or that my voice sounds to whatever fucking thing they pick. It's just going to be that. And so then the next time they respond, and Zombie, you have access to my my responses and stuff like that. Both of you do. But you can go through, and how many times, Ghost, have you actually? I'm sure you've read it and you've seen me respond back with your mom. And then they're just like, that's very immature. And I'm like, your mom's immature. And it's like, just. And I piss them off until they stop. Unless they say something horrible. If you can't comment or nobody ever replies to your comments on my videos, heads up. I have banned you from that. You're hidden from the channel. Nobody but you and me can hear it. That's why I said, welcome to the Shadow Realm. You're just in the Shadow Realm, my guy.
God, it's like what we were doing on COD. That person DMing us.
Oh.
Yeah. All day long. You want to fuck with the troll. Me and him came from XDA forums. Let me tell you something. That is a room full of fucking hackers, right? That just wanted to modify phones back in the day when me and him existed. We're sitting there playing with different bootloader settings, changing it in the code.
Phones. The iPod
yeah.
Touches.
iPod Touches, yeah, that's where we actually. No, we started on the
iPod Touch.
iPod Touch. I thought it was.
It was the original iPod Touch.
Yeah. No, because I was trying to figure out if there was any way to get past the bootloader after you ran that one build that Jay Remy did for the city to help with the Cydia mod. Now that's where you and me had met. Yeah. But like it's like just like we're fucking around with phones. We're breaking the rules. Like you're not gonna piss me off by saying that my team sucks in COD.
Like we are more of a troll than you think it is.
In fact,
you say one trolly thing.
The whole thing about the team on COD is more of it's just an inside joke. We're not a team.
Yeah. We're not a team.
We're just a bunch of guys that everybody else has salt aim, so fuck it. Why not?
I already owned the Moidy name on a different BattleNet account, so I was just like, Salt Rift. There we go.
But
I'm really honest. I can't play
you trolling, because by the way, goes kind of backfired on yourself though. I'm
permanently like voice chat banned. I can't join voice chats or do anything because of what I said.
Oh well, not like we use it.
You will never know.
Oh my god, that's great. Dude. Sweet. Just let me know when Discord cares. Because then I'll actually be concerned.
Oh.
But we've been going for a little while.
Just make another account.
We'll just move to TeamSpeak. Mumble.
No. If you get yourself banned that far, bud, I love you, but it was great being a content creator with you. Don't worry about why you're removed from the channels. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'll
That one
email you
horseshit
about it
mumble.
later. Oh, it went to draft. My apologies.
Gonna have to talk over the phone. I can't pay that. I can't pay the long distance fees on that, man. I'm sorry.
He could actually call me. I have international on
But-
because I know he has my damn phone number just in case one day he tries to call me.
But as
No,
far
well,
as
I'll just get a DM from Moody saying "Welcome to the Shadow Realm."
So many of those. Okay, he's trying to end, and we had a critique that we need to end. My name was Moidy.
I was
Zombie.
Virtual Ghost. No,
Zombie Viking,
I'm Virtual Ghost.
and do you ever think about the things you think about?
Hey, that's the name of the podcast.
Really?